I'm here with Antonio McKee. How's it going?
Everything is great. How's everything going for you?
Good, good, good. How's the IFL?
Oh, I love the IFL. I think at the rate that the IFL is going, it's really going to put a big dent in the UFC, especially the professionalism and the way they really treat the fighters. I swear, I'm a professional person, and this is as close as I've seen in the history of MMA. The professionalism that's displayed by the IFL is just tremendous. I get a paycheck every month. My medical is taken care of. All the fighting bonuses and incentives to entertain the crowd, we make money for that. And I think, at this point in my career, it's very, very exciting for me to be able to make this kind of money. And I'm fighting less time. The minutes are 4 minutes. I know when I'm fighting. I know the dates. I don't worry about opponents backing out. So I'm very pleased with the IFL. I think they're doing some great things, and it's going to really open up the door for MMA. Now that they have a TV deal, it's going to be free starting this Monday, March 12th. Also, on this Monday from 8 to 10 every week, they're going to have a TV show where they're just talking about the MMA game. So, the public exposure is there now.
And so what were you doing before the IFL, and how did you get involved in it?
What I was doing before the IFL, I was training Quentin Rampage Jackson, working with Tito, working with Miko Krokop, training a lot of the high-profile fighters on strength and conditioning and how to defend a takedown, of course. That's one of my greater assets of, in my fight career, teaching those guys how to stop it and how to actually perfect it and do it even better. And I was also getting in trouble, too,
Wait, so now if you have to fight one of them someday, if you leave the IFL, who knows what happens in the future? Now they're going to know how to stop you.
Well, you know what? I've been doing it for a while. I'm a veteran at what I do. So for someone to be taught by me, yes, they will learn the right way fast, but then you also have to practice that. And it's more like the traditional art. I've mastered that kata, as opposed to if I teach the kata, regardless of how well I teach it, they have to do it over and over and over and over in order to master the kata. So, and besides, the guys I train are much, much heavier than me, so I don't ever have to worry about fighting them.
So your background's in wrestling, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's in wrestling, yes.
And so how old were you when you started wrestling?
I was a late bloomer for wrestling, but I came from a real rough background in the streets, gang banging, which I wasn't a part of, but I was living in the area that was...
What area?
Which time in my life? That was Compton, Grape Street, L.A. I've done some things in South Central, Long Beach. From there to Atlanta, Mississippi, to Nashville, Tennessee. So
the South.
Yeah, wherever I could get into some trouble, that's where I was going.
And then did you wrestle in high school? Or?
I wrestled in high school. Actually, I started wrestling in the 9th grade for Long Beach Poly, and from that point, I wrestled all the way up into 2 years at JC College. And after I finished the 2 years at JC College, I went into business. I opened up me a ghetto pager shop.
And do you still have that pager shop today?
Oh, no. Now I own a gym. A gym. And
where's that gym?
The gym's located in Lakewood, California. And I started a nonprofit called Fight for Kids, where I go into the inner cities where I grew up and where I came from, and some of the areas that I know that are real sticky areas for certain people, where coming from that, I kind of understand what's going on in there. So I go in and I grab the underprivileged kids and I try to mentor them and show them that, look, I was in this before, I was right here, and you're a lot like me, and look what you could have if you just come under my coat wing and just let me kind of show you the ins and outs, and eventually there comes change.
So did you ever think that you'd be able to make a living fighting?
You know what? Before I started fighting, that's what I used to do for the drug dealers, is that I would go and collect their money. And if the people didn't have their money, then I would beat them up and, kind of enforce the fact that they need to come and pay these guys. And then I saw Gracie on TV one day and was thinking about that big check I saw him hold up. Oh, man, I do that for like $5-10 to go get some pup and taco. I could win one of those fights. And so at that point, I started to kind of pursue the fight game.
Like in a more serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so what does your fighting consist of now, your training?
Right now, I just do mostly stand-up. I'm kind of like the old dog stuck in his old ways. You know, I go in there and I just take the guy down and ground and pound. But I try to do a lot of stand-up now to get comfortable with it, you know, because I've done wrestling for so long and was at a level and the caliber wrestler that I was, it was so much easier for me to go into a fight and just take the guy down. So now I'm trying to, you know, become more of a crowd pleaser and stand up and punch and kick a little bit. And it was nice, you know, my last fight I got a knockout. I kicked the guy in the stomach, so I think it was a different for people to see in me.
And so how does your family feel about you fighting and making a living at it?
Oh, boy, my wife loves it. She loves it when I go in there and fight. My son, you know, he's kind of whatever you want to do, Dad, but I'm going to fight. So.
Is he excited to see you on TV?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a big role model in my son's life, you know, coaching wrestling, and, you know, he's seen me work with other kids, so I think he sees now that he's a lot older, he understands the importance of that father structure, which, you know, I consistently tell him that I didn't have that, and because you have that, you need to understand the values in that, so I think he's learning real fast.
Well, it sounds like you're a great role model for kids.
I try to be. Sometimes I can get out of hand, but, you know, for the most part, I try to stay focused and do what's right.
Great.
Great?
Great.
Okay, can I interview you now?
No, this is about you.
Oh, it's about me? Okay.
Yeah, we're promoting you and the Sabres.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Are you guys going to have, like, names and
you know,
jerseys and numbers?
We're going to fight on March 17th at the Forum, and our jerseys...
Are you going to that's like... You lived down in Inglewood before, is that what you said?
Yeah, so I know that's my stomping grounds
Yeah.
over there, so hopefully I can bring part of the hood in there to see what I do, and hopefully they'll keep it cool and be respectful.
Probably be excited to see you out there.
Yeah. If I lose, they might not be so excited, might be angry, so I got to make sure I got to win.
Like Antonio's gone soft.
Yeah, yeah.
Fighting in the ring makes him soft.
Yeah, it does. It keeps me in control, though, you know. I have road rage if I don't fight. When I fight, I'm a nice guy. I just don't care about nothing. And since I've been fighting, I haven't had a fight outside of actually being paid. So
now they have to pay you to fight.
Yeah, that's the only way I fight now.
So, Antonio, who are the other fighters in your weight division in the IFL?
Well, you know, the 170-pound division is a tough division. I'm coming up from 155 to make our team stronger. There's so much talent there. You know, I'm trying to just take each fight one step at a time. We've got Jay Heron. You've got the guy from Pat Militich's team. You've got the guy from Matt Lillen's team. I mean, the guy that won it last year, he beat both of them. I'm going to see that guy probably in June. So, I mean, anybody can win in a fight. You know, it's just who's mentally tough and prepared, and you go out and you do your A game that day. But again, it's a tough weight class, but I'm ready for it.
Anyone in particular?
That I'm ready for? Yeah. You know what? I want the best, and I want to beat the best so I can become the best, and leave it at and go out on a good note. I'm really not a trash talker about my opponents because I respect any man that's getting in there and doing what I do for a living. You gotta be special, especially crazy.
Special.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, everybody.